Do you sometimes feel there's an empty hole inside your camera that you can fill? Of course, I'm talking about empty CFExpress slot. So, like everyone else, I wanted more FPS out of my camera, so I set out to buy CFExpress card. However, after looking at the prices, I started to think about alternative ways to get one. Let's go through this fake unboxing to show you what you will get when you order CFExpress kit from AliExpress. This one comes from Yay or J or however it is pronounced. I hope it's not like a GIF situation. I will call them Yay. You get one box for the card and one box for the reader. This is how much I paid for all the parts. This kit has been purchased with my own money, and they are not influencing this review in any way. The last piece of the puzzle is this SSD that I got on local classifieds from someone who was upgrading their Steam Deck. 256 gigabytes is enough for me, since I don't need that much capacity. I mean, it's not like I'm doing stop motion or anything like that. So, first thing, let's get this reader out of our way. Basically, you need to unscrew this cover to get to the USB-C connector, where you can attach one of two provided cables. One is C to C, second one is C to A. Screw the cover back in order to lock the cable. I'm not going to bother you with CFExpress specs and history, but very short gist of it is that these cards use NVMe protocol same as SSDs. That makes adapters simple to make, since there is no need to do any conversion of data signals. From the camera side, I tested this only with my Nikon D850, which is running the latest firmware. Make sure your camera firmware is up to date for this. Only other thing that you need to be aware of is the power consumption of SSD that you are planning to put in. This Kioxia BG4 was lowest that I could obtain locally, and it is 3.6 watts. Most manufacturers will have this info in the datasheet of the drive, so please check to make sure that your camera can provide this power, if you can. I couldn't find any information regarding Nikon, but Compact Flash Association says that maximum power is 3 amps. Which means around 9 watts. I wouldn't dare going past 5. I did not perform tests concerning battery life, but you can expect to have less battery since this pulls a lot more power compared to SD card. Here comes the SSD. Hopefully, we will just pop it in inside and we are off shooting. But wait! Oh no way that this is happening. Great. Well, we are off by a hair of PCB length. Let me check how much is that. But I've dealt even with worse problems. This is not gonna stop me. We should be unstoppable with 320 grit sanding disk. I have decided to grind the back part, since these are all ground planes close to the edge. I would have to be a lot more careful if I wanted to shave 1/4 millimeter from the front, where all the connectors are. Does it fit? It fits. Let's put some thermal paste and close it up finally. I choose to use my own MX4 since I know it works very well and I had it already. We are applying this using famous Jackson Pollock methodology, which has been proven by many art lovers. Now, you might think that this was a huge issue with PCB length, but I'm not sure that we could predict the disk will be 260 microns longer than expected. Manufacturer has limited length to work with, and shell has to be the right size or the door on your camera will not be able to close. But it is a risk, so be prepared to return the SSD, or keep the sanding paper ready. It is finally done. Only one thing left to do. So before we go out and shoot, I did some tests, both temperature and speed. There is no easy way to measure temperature inside of my camera, so I stress tested it with CDM and measured the temperatures with thermocouple probe. You can see the test speed up here, but also real-world speed in copying files. This is the speed that you can expect when copying files back to your computer, and it is lower than the raw disk speed. That might be a problem due to the card reader that we use. Temperature was slowly rising until test was done, and this is far more than you can expect to happen in your camera, as it can only shoot bursts of data for 10 to 20 raw files. I would not worry too much about it, but remember, this probably depends on SSD that you used. Let's do another test, but this time in camera. Please take a note of the green status light, which we will use to check when the writing is done. Let me show you how much faster is this thing compared to a fairly quick SD card. As you can see or hear, we got a few extra shots from CFExpress setup, since camera started writing the buffer immediately. I have repeated this test multiple times just to be sure. It always came at least 3 times faster compared to an SD card. So that's something worth considering if you are a quick shooter. We can go shooting now. Lucky for you, my laziness in making these videos is paying off, since I've been testing this for the last half of the year. I have been using this exclusively and found no problems so far. As you can see by these sequences, it is working quite well. I would definitely recommend it. It's quite handy thing to have in your camera, even when you are shooting some slow and boring ducks. I hope this video was useful to some of you.